Well, our next guest just returned from a trip to Paris, so I think we might be in store for some positive energy delivered to us with a French accent. Welcome to the Splash Live, our good friend, West Bloomfield's Chief Energy Officer and motivational strategy speaker, Stacie Rene. Stacie, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning and bonjour.
So, tell us about the big trip you just went on.
It was absolutely amazing. It was my first time to Europe, to Paris, and what an incredible experience for, really anyone to go to Paris to have in their life, and what great memories that I have. I highly recommend.
So, now can I ask you, do you speak any French?
Not at all. In fact, bonjour and merci.
So
That's
my next
it.
my next question is, so what is it like to be in a country where you don't speak the native language? Did you prepare at all? Was it intimidating? How did you handle that?
I did not prepare at all because getting everything ready prior was exciting enough. You know, and they were so accommodating, and it was so kind of them when they realized that we just spoke English and they had a hard time understanding something that we said. They're like, I'm so sorry. And we're like, no, we're sorry. Absolutely, no worries. And so everyone is very accommodating there. They all speak our language. We had an issue with one of our reservations where we wanted to actually take the time and move it to later because we were having fun shopping. And it was so great. One of the sales associates that we were at, with it was the Louis Vuitton. He was so great. He actually took the phone and he talked to the restaurant and changed our reservation for us so we could get there later because they had a hard time with the language barrier. But they're accommodating. I have to tell you, if that is stopping you, you definitely need to go because everyone is just kind and nice, and of course they want you there. They want you to see their great sights and do the shopping.
Wait, did you just reveal that Louis Vuitton made a restaurant reservation for you? Was that what you just said?
I did. I truly did. And they were great. In fact, I bought some stuff and then he's like, come here, let's take a picture together. And he was just so excited. They share the excitement of whatever you're buying or whatever you're doing with you. And that's, I think, what makes it even more special and more exciting for you and for us as visitors in their country.
So, Stacie, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have it as their dream to take the trip they've always been fantasizing about their whole life. What can you say to people like that who've been procrastinating on a dream like that and to get them to find a way to make that a reality?
My saying is there's no time like now time. I have girlfriends who have been asking me for 6 years to go on this trip. And it was always an excuse. Always, no, I can't get off work, or no, I don't have the right time, or, the kids are doing this. And finally I said, I'm doing it because after, having some losses in my family, I realized, what am I waiting for? If we sit there and we wait for everything, oh, I'll do that at the perfect time. Number one, there is no perfect time. I can guarantee you that. And if you're waiting to do something, why? You're missing out on so much by waiting in life. And if you don't just make it work, financially it may never be the right time for you, but you know what? I ended up saving up, putting $50 in the bank every month for, a couple of years. So I had this anticipation that I would be going and, sometimes just preparing and just make it happen. And I'll deal with everything when I got home. And it was honestly the best trip I have had and the most memories. And I'm still enjoying looking at all of the photos.
So, Stacie, I think I asked you a little bit about this before you left, and now you might have a better idea. So, what was your overall impression of the attitude of the natives of France? Do they seem to have a different aura about them than the average American? Do they have like a more positive look on life than we seem to?
They do. And they are very kind. They're very willing to help you with anything that you need. I will say, however, their lifestyle is a lot slower than us here in the States. And they all looked happier. They all looked really refreshed. And, here we are, we're go, 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 go. And they're like, okay, we would like to see this. Sure, no problem. So they would hand you champagne or they would hand you a coffee or soda or pop, whatever, we say soda or pop. And they made you take the time to enjoy the moment, to really have that imprint on what you are doing right now and imprint in your memories. So I highly recommend taking the experience, slowing your life down, because when you go there, don't expect anything to be fast. And they let you enjoy and be in the moment. And I think that that was a huge learning point for even myself coming back here is, why does everything have to be an emergency? Why does everything have to be done now, now, now? It's okay to have some time delayed. And that was a huge thing that I noticed for our culture and their culture is they're happy, they take things at a slower pace, and at the end of the day, I still walked out of there with bags. I still walked out of there with happiness and, enjoyed some champagne.
So I need to ask you quickly here. When people travel abroad, a lot of times getting through customs seems to always be an issue. Do you have any problems there?
Going there, I did not have any issues. Coming home, it was a little bit less to be desired because but here's the thing. I'd rather have them keep the airlines safe. And, some of it was on me because I had not flown this airline before, so I didn't know where everything was. But the lines to get to your gate were extremely long. So my biggest suggestion is when you do, make sure you plan plenty of time on your, departure to come home to get there because the lines are super long. And then you have to go in and go to customs or I mean, through security. And their security was a little different. Um, they went through every single one of my bags and they took out all of my lip glosses, all of my little travel spray deodorants, and they put them in a little Ziploc. I'm like, what is happening here? And it was just one of those things. I'm like, you know what? If I am that person that's chosen, and I could have gotten really frustrated, and I was sweating a little bit because I was ready to go, and I didn't want to miss my flight, but I just had to take a moment that to remember again, they're at a slower pace than I am. So I made it finally through that. And then I was so lucky. I was so lucky to be a chosen one to have to go through extra security. So on top of all of that, I had to go through an extra security, take my shoes off. So that by the time that I got on the airplane, um, we ended up just making it. It was relaxing and made it through, and I had the rest of the travel. So if that was all I had to incur and encounter, you know what? It's not stopping me from going back, and we're planning next year's trip.
Well, Stacie, we are all glad that you have made it home safely and you're back here to spread your positive vibes here in the good old USA. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.